Hello, good morning, and welcome to ABS Sports. And my name is Telekwema Daniel. You know how we do it. Every weekend we come on board every week, Tuesdays, we come on board to discuss some of the things that happen during the course of the weekend. And today in the studios, I have my, do I call you a national festival champion? Do I call it an African, Nigerian champion?
Well,
Nigerian champion would be preferable. Yes, I have Ajulo with me today, Ajulo Chukwu, in the studios, where we are here today to discuss some of the things that has been happening in the world of sports. Most especially, we'll talk about the football thing because I know that's one of the games that brings everybody together. Everybody, even a layman, wants to really know what is going on in the world of football. So you're welcome today on ABS Sports. Ajulo, you're highly welcome.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure being here.
Okay. All right. We're going to say a very big kudos first to our brother Adesanya. He did well in the UFC. Yes, he was able to win to reclaim his belt. Yes, it was a very nice one. We want to say very good kudos to him. Maybe we look at Kamaru. Kamaru lost 2 times. And we know that maybe the third one, because this was the third bout for Adesanya. Yes. So, but we will, let's just get our finger crossed, believing that maybe Kamaru will still bring back his own belt. All right, straight away, Osimhen, we add difference in our game with a game against AC Milan. Osimhen, during the Nigerian qualifiers, he had an injury, had an hamstring, and it affected their game, the first leg against AC Milan in the Champions League, where they were thrashed 4-0. I believe the Napoli coach Spalletti is saying that Osimhen is going to add a little bit of a difference in the game. How do you see Osimhen trying to overturn the 4-0 deficit?
Well, Osimhen is being the live wire of Napoli this season, you understand? The few matches he hasn't played, Napoli doesn't seem to have kicked into gear. And remember too, AC Milan might be the bogey team for Napoli this season because they've beaten Napoli 4-0 in the league not too long ago, you understand? So coming into the Champions League, and then you're talking about an AC Milan team that is second to Real Madrid when you talk about who has won the Champions League the most. So these guys are coming with a pedigree of experience, even though the bulk of the players haven't even really witnessed Champions League football in recent years. So when you begin to talk about AC Milan in Champions League, you definitely know that this is more like their terrain. So Napoli, they are coming in with current form. AC Milan are there based on past glory. But let us see how it pans out because AC Milan still has the edge. And this is more like an Italian derby. And you know, in Italian derby or any other derby for that matter.
Having trashed Napoli 4-0 in the league.
Yeah.
Yes. Coming into this game now, don't you think this is a time that Napoli needs to correct that error that happened?
But they were trashed 4-0 before the 1-0 loss to AC Milan in the first leg of the Champions League. So that's 2 in consecutive matches against AC Milan. Napoli have lost twice and conceded 5 goals without even replying. If you're a player of Napoli's stand, you understand that there is some, will I say, jittery when it has to do with AC Milan. You believe that these people are seeming to be like our hoodoo team, you understand? So except Spalletti comes in with a different idea. And you know, AC Milan don't really attack you much. They do wait and then strike you once. And good enough, they have a very formidable defense that can withstand whatever you throw at them. Well, form for Napoli, you understand, but pedigree for Milan. So let's see which one pans out.
So you're saying that this is going to be...
Yeah, it's more like...
Experience.
Exactly, experience versus current form.
Current form.
So current form on the fact that... And secondly, some people will argue that, okay, fine, these guys are already runaway leaders in Serie A. That's Napoli. So probably losing 4-0 to AC Milan doesn't really do much to their to their title hopes, you understand? But AC Milan on the other part know that they can't win the league. And there is every chance they might not even play in the Champions League. So they are hoping that this will be the way back into Champions League for them. So that is why I'm saying that this is very interesting proposition for Napoli and for AC Milan. So let us see. Definitely, an Italian team is already
now,
in the semi-final.
Now, do you see Giroud scoring for AC
That
Milan
is,
today?
and now when you begin to look at the AC Milan team, you understand the cunningness of Olivier Giroud at that peak there. That is one guy that you really can never write off whenever you're playing matches like this, because the guy has abundant experience when he has to do with doing the job, and then you have the support of Rafael Leao, you understand? So AC Milan, I think they have what it takes to do, but maybe with the return of the Nigerian prince of Napoli, by the time he comes in there, let us see if really he can do a whole lot. And then you never can rule out Varadona, you understand? We're talking about the winger for AC Milan, Kvaratskhelia, you understand? So these guys have a lot of players that take form away. AC Milan, they are coming to prove it. And nobody, let me tell you that, nobody actually gave AC Milan, you understand, a little chance that they will even win that first match. But now they've won it, I believe that they will do everything within their powers to make sure that the worst that can happen is a draw. So probably I might be rooting for AC Milan in this game.
Okay. All right, we're still talking sports today. Let's go to Nigerian news. Under-20 coach Ladan Boso invites 39 for the Under-20 World Cup coming up in Argentina. A lot happened during the course of the weekend. Indonesia were meant to host the Under-20, but there is an issue where FIFA had to strip them of the right, and now Argentina is the right people to host the Under-20 game. Ladan Boso inviting 39 players to the camp. How do you see this? Because for me, Ladan Boso in the Under-20 African champion, to me, they didn't do well. Irrespective, they came back home with the bronze. We didn't see them translate all they did during both the qualifier and all the friendly matches they played.
Yeah.
To, you know, there were a lot of G-Train and all those things. Now, inviting 39 players to join, perhaps he disbanded the old team.
I don't think
bringing in 39 players.
Yeah.
Well, 39 players is not that bad, because at least it gives you room to choose your first 22 or 18 that you're going to go. Now, how do you see the technicality behind these 39 players?
Well, before we even go to talk about the technicalities behind the 39 players, first and foremost, I want to commend Argentina, you understand, for brazen up to come up to rescue a dire situation. Bearing in mind the time frame, the short time frame, from when Indonesia downed tools, you understand, because Israel qualified for this tournament, and because Indonesia is saying that they are a largely Muslim community, and that Israel and Palestinian, you know, you don't bring religion and politics together, you understand? Exactly. Israel qualified, duly qualified, and then you're not saying that when they were coming to do the draw in Bali, you understand, in the island of Bali, and then maybe the mayor of Bali now said that he doesn't want Israeli contingent in his town. And then we have a president of this. So you begin to imagine, where is football going to? If football is meant to unite us, and then some people are beginning to create a divide.
That's pure racism.
That's exactly. So you're bringing a divide. So kudos, first and foremost, to Argentina for bringing up, presenting themselves to host it. Now, going back to the issue of Ladan Boso with 39 teams, that's what I keep saying now. It's two ways. Firstly, he was the one that took these guys to the African Championship, and they came third, you understand? That is below expectations anyway. And now he has the bulk of the players. He knows the players that probably did well. So he's trying to infuse more players in.
Maybe from the people he dropped during
the screening process. So now he's trying to see if he can do better and gather a better team. Because now, at the tournament proper, he had 6 matches to actually see if he could win the tournament, and he didn't win it. So with those 6 matches, you have a crop of players that did well, that merited it. And you have a crop of players that didn't merit even being on that team. You are the coach, you're human. There is a thin line between human error and getting it right. So probably you have seen that these guys, if I go with this bulk of guys that went to what is it called, Egypt, I might not necessarily get the desired result. So let me see if I can infuse more, and that will even make the others that are in the team to buckle up. You understand, and know that they might lose their jerseys. You understand, if they don't impress the team. So it's commendable at the same time. But at the same time, I hope bringing in 39 players in to join the existing team wouldn't be a case of too many cooks spoiling the broth. You understand, that kind of a thing. So let us believe that the technical department.
But what would you think that was the disconnect in the team? Because when you look at the team during the African Champion, it wasn't as if there was that cohesion. It wasn't as if they were compact.
It wasn't as if they were that compact, like you rightly said. But when you see, at least 2 matches that I watched, you understand, especially that of Senegal, the Senegalese were more attack-minded. The few chances they had, they execute. So I don't know if it's the area where Nigeria was lacking the most.
Because I saw them playing an individual game.
Yeah.
It was as if the coach was just on his own and the players were
on their own. You understand? So now the issue was, some of these players, I don't know what gets into their mind. They probably think that this is a gallery for them to just come and showcase themselves, forgetting that football, first and foremost, is a team event. Before you begin to showcase your individual talent, to probably see that if my Barcelona or Manchester United are watching, so that they can probably scout you.
Yeah, exactly.
But they forget that as a football team, that it is the connection that you have with other players that singles you out. Because if you check the bulk of under 20 players that have made it, I don't think over the years, you understand, the likes of the 89 team that comprised of Rio Costa, Luis Figo, and the rest of that, those guys were not playing individual football at that time. They beat Nigeria in the finals, you understand. There was what they call cohesion. So if we come down to begin to say, as a football team, you have to have connection. That is that backbone of defense, midfield, and then the attack. If you miss it in any cadre of football, be it under 17, under 20, under 23, and then the national team, definitely you're not going anywhere. So it's high time we begin to make our players understand that cohesion and, you understand, fluidity within the team is definitely what can single you out from scouts that are out there watching, and not you doing hoppy kippy and then trying to see if you can impress.
What you're saying now really, brings me down to check out the Moroccan team. It's not as if they are too fantastic.
That is what I say.
But that
cohesion,
that team play,
you
understand?
Took them to semi-finals. You understand?
Yeah.
At the brink of making it to the finals. You understand? And that Moroccan team wouldn't have played the finals and considered 3 goals, irrespective of whoever they meet. You understand? So that's what we're talking about, cohesion. One chance and they utilize. Then they fall back and then all for one for all. Yeah. And that is what you see. When you call them minnows, no problem. Minnows based on ranking, minnows based on there are no superstars there, but they are champions when it has to do with connection and cohesion. And that is what should be the bane of everything. You understand? That should be the backbone of everything.
Okay. ABS Sports today, we're still here discussing it. There's a vows to help his relegation threatened club. Cameroon is out of danger zone. Deza is a Nigerian striker who plays in Cremonese in Italian league. Just he came out of injury and he has scored 2 goals. And he's saying, by the special grace of God, him being fit, he would take out his team from relegation zone. They are 19 in the log, above only, they are just above Salernitana, whom I believe maybe God's favor, they could still come up. Okay, now let's talk about this young man who, it's been long he came to Super Eagles. We've not seen him for quite some time. He's not been invited.
Yeah.
Genero invited him, but Jose Pesero has not bring him on board now.
But he's been injured now, so
but he's back. Yeah, at least coming
recover.
back out of injury and scoring goal. But while he was in PSV in the Holland League, he was playing a very good football, fantastic goal, coming up as a highest goal scorer and all these things. But we've not been able to see that translate in the Italian league. And as well as Paul Onuachu, who was painting Belgian league with goals. He has played 7 games now without even nearing the post. what do you think is the problem? Is it,
The transition from
transition
one league to the other.
to the other?
Well, that could be, and secondly, it could equally be the coach. You understand? Because he's Ademola Lookman is in that same league and is doing well for.
But now
his
he's
team.
injured.
Yeah. The highest goal scorer happens to still be in that league, which is Osimhen. You understand? So this boils down to the coach's mentality, as in the input of the coach in trying to infuse a certain style of play into his team. And then some teams believe that it's not all about building your team around a particular player, you understand? And some believe that individual talents you can go there and showcase yourself. And you most importantly, what we know Italian football is the Cartachenio style of play, whereby they give little room for flair in the 18-yard box. You understand? So if you're somebody that has flair, it's not in the Italian league you come there to experience all those kind of things. So Italian league is, you have their players gangly, quick on counter. If you check great Italian strikers, that is of Italian origin, you can know that these guys are one-shot predators. One touch and they blast, turn and score the goal. So if you're somebody that hold on to ball for too long, the Italian defense won't give you that ample opportunity for you to begin to rigmarole yourself to score goals. So if these are the qualities these guys possess, then that means they will have problem in the Italian league. But if they need to modify their game, just like Osimhen has done, you understand? When Osimhen was in Lille, he held on to the ball more than he is at. If you watch Osimhen in Napoli, rarely do you see Osimhen holding on to the ball within the 18 for too long. The ball comes and he just knows already where to place it, and he goes about jubilating and rejoicing after a goal score. So it is the job of the coaches to understand that, first and foremost, you're playing in a league where defenders seems to hold sway. So if you have a striker, you need to make your strikers understand that, guys, you don't hold on to ball too long here. This is not Spanish league or English league where everything is on the run. You have pace and then you blast and everything like that. So for those players, the coaches are the ones that will bring out the best in them and probably make them understand that you need to change your style of play in order to get the very best of your potentials here.
All right, we're still here. Enyimba moves second on table after an away win. Enyimba is doing everything humanly possible to come to African, to be in CAF Champions League. They won an away game. Gone are those days in Nigerian league. Who are you to go outside to win?
At least we're improving in that aspect.
Yes, we're improving in that aspect. Also want to say very big kudos to Bendel Insurance, whom has played a lot of games now without conceding. Without
but
losing.
then they've been amassing too many draws. And so
yes, they have 7 draws, 7 wins, and it's at least it has kept them well. If you don't want, either instead of you to lose, you better draw, which is very, very paramount. Yes. We also have club chasing Nigerian sensation Victor Boniface of Union Glories of Belgium. Victor Boniface is one of the players we are looking up to. They are in the Europa This guy has been blasting week in, week out. And just last week, Jose Pesero was in Belgium to watch Victor Boniface and the new sensational kid, that's talking about Gift Urban, to know if these guys will be part of the team, in the next qualifiers
for the Nations Cup.
If he's going to bring them in. Now, do you think we'll have problems in our front line?
We don't have
when it comes to Super Eagles.
We don't have a problem. In our front line, but rather what we'll have is the coach harnessing the true potentials of these guys. You understand? There was a period when not just what we're experiencing now, a team like Cote d'Ivoire had this influx of array of talent in their attack line. You had Kalou, Drogba, what was the other guy's name?
You had
Jebinho, and the other bulky striker, Wilfred Bony. So there was a period these guys had too many strikers to pick from. And yet, they delivered at least one African Cup of Nations. And now Nigeria is in that face now. If we don't deliver one Nations Cup with these areas of start, then it boils down to the coach, because we have what it takes to win African Nations Cup, qualify effortlessly for the next World Cup, and then make an impact in it. So everything boils down to who we have as a coach. And I'm not too impressed with what we have as a coach in Peseiro, bearing in mind the matches we've played in the qualifiers and the results that...
I just see him as somebody who is still trying to find his feet.
So
do I play 4-4-2? Do I play 5-3-2-1? Do I play 4-3-3? Do I,
In the end, and we keep saying it in football and in sports in general, you understand? There is no how you don't make reference to what you've had in the past, especially when it has yielded you positive results. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Westerhoff era and the Bonfejo.
4-4-2.
You understand? Playing 4-4-2 and having at least on paper, to Nigerians watching and to even the opponent, to a certain extent, they can even tell you that these are the players that you will meet when you're playing Nigeria. You understand? But these days, we don't even have that. Because, like you rightly said, our coach doesn't even know, he doesn't even have an imprint on who is who in that national team. And that gives worry. And now, when you're not sure, maybe
you will not blame him so much, because every day, because we do not have a very working system, you keep seeing crop of players coming up every day.
Then those players let it be their performance at the club side, and even the performance.
A lot of them
even the performance.
Osimhen now all of us are clamoring for. Osimhen is 25 goals in Italian league, but he couldn't even score one goal against Guinea-Bissau. That is the problem.
That's what we're saying. Are you going to tell me that Osimhen is not good enough?
But they would have translated all this this thing. Chukwueze couldn't even do anything in Guinea-Bissau.
He just left.
He scored 2 goals against a whole Real Madrid. If it was Real Madrid against Chukwueze. So all these things are not translating to what we are.
So then who do you blame, Ekweme? Who do you blame?
You blame both sides. Because
no. I don't think you will apportion the blame to the players.
You can't give it. Listen, one thing is for the coach to say, go and do this for me.
Yeah.
You guys were with him in the camp.
Yeah.
And he told you these are the things
coach tells you to go and do this thing for you, and
yes.
then the coach is sitting on the bench and saying that which he told you to go in there and do is not yielding the.
But that is why he did.
So it is now left for the coach to say, okay, let's alter this formation and see if we can go through this route and then achieve results.
I agree with that. That's why I said these things are both ways. These things are both ways. They are playing when you see them playing.
Both ways. The major responsibility, you understand, falls on the coach and his technical crew. Let me not just exonerate the technical crew.
When you have big players,
listen,
if you have big players in your team, you will suffer as a coach. That's why most people like Arsene Wenger does not like big players. He like people that he can say, come, follow this lane.
Yeah.
That person will follow the lane.
Yeah.
But most of the time, when you have these big players and you are trying to tell them, say, how much they even pay me? Play like this.
We've seen big players in clubs
when you see
deliver
when Stephen Keshi
won
the Nations Cup after how many years? 19 years.
Yeah.
You saw the mixture of players he had. People like Sondemba.
Yeah.
You understand? People like Ejiku Zenyi. These are crop of players. That's why we are still saying. I said between the coach and the players.
Yeah.
You need some level of players from the local league.
I don't think
No. You need players from the local league. Let me tell you.
Let me tell you. Doesn't necessarily translate.
No. It does. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
A local league player wants to keep a lot is in his mind. I need to make the coach. I need to impress the coach. I need to make sure that agents that are coming in this match sees me. I need to fight.
Is that not enough distraction?
Hold on. No. These are things that are in his mind.
Not enough pressure to even make you lose track of what you're there to do?
These are things, but now, when you have an established player, what is he playing for?
Of course, he's playing to even get a better deal in a better club.
Excuse me.
Of course.
Which deal is that?
Tell me what
Osimhen is playing for now.
Osimhen is playing to get
impress.
He's not.
Impress who now?
Of course, the likes of Real Madrid and the likes of
But that's not true.
Liverpool
Because
and the rest.
already he has impressed. That's what I'm trying to let you know. The difference between the local person.
He has
already
a lot
impressed.
to still prove.
No.
There are
no.
records to be broken.
As it
And
stands
there are better
now,
deals
he
to
has
be
broken
earned.
record in the Napoli team. And they are in Champions League. Every player is
They are in
doing-
Champions League. Who knows if they'll go out tonight?
But
So he
every
still
player
needs to improve on what where he is already.
Every player
Yeah.
is praying to play in the Champions League.
Yes.
And once you play in the Champions League, Oga, you are a senior player. Now you see
Now,
the clubs.
play it
You see the clubs.
consistently.
No, but wait. You see the clubs that are coming for you.
Yes.
You can't. Newcastle cannot come for Osimhen now.
They can't even qualify for Champions
Hold
League.
on. Newcastle can come. That is if they can. Everton can come for him now.
Even Chelsea cannot come for him because
No. Chelsea could
there's
come because they already have. They already have a record.
Okay.
Now, teams that does not have that record cannot come for him because already has broken that edge.
Yeah.
He's now he's a Champions League player. So these are the kind of people that will come for him now. So he's not playing to impress you anymore. He's there now. He has already broken that even. He's there now. Do you understand? Now, what it means is that he's not playing for himself. So you have to tune him well. That is why you are seeing Napoli is doing everything to keep him. They want to increase his wages. So if you don't do that,
increasing his wages is Napoli making him a better business package.
that is what we are saying.
Yeah.
He will benefit, the club will benefit. But what I mean is that he has broken an even. Smaller team can't come for him anymore.
Yeah.
He has crossed over that place. No, but when you bring in local players now,
But do
would they-
local players really
Look at
have,
Taiwo.
No, do local
Look at
players
Taiwo.
really have what it takes to go out there and give you?
God bless you. And that's why
Impact.
that's what I'm telling you now. Taiwo started for left Lobby Star. No, not Lobby. Yes, he played for Gabriels and Lobby Star, if I'm not mistaken. And moved straight to Marseille, Olympic Marseille, and he broke even. I am not afraid of Nigerian players that are going abroad to those teams. People who have gotten to a particular distance. I'm not afraid of them because I know that all Nigerian players do give account of themselves whenever they move to a higher club.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what I'm trying to say. So most of the times, a coach needs to study. That's why we say, if our technical team are functioning,
let me.
I mean the technical department.
Let me get you correctly now. So are you saying that for us to go to qualify for maybe the Nations Cup or the World Cup, we need to infuse the team with foreign base
and local base?
Local base.
It has always been what has been keeping us. Westerhoff has them there. Isaac Samita.
No, you won't.
No, hold on.
No.
Isaac Samita, what was he playing? Isaac Samita, what was he playing?
Westerhoff from 1990 to 1994.
Okay, when he took us to World Cup,
what
how many players?
What was our performance?
But at least it was okay.
What was our performance?
It was okay. For us to play goalless against a whole England who had a star-studded team with a local keeper who was invested in Tenyama or Pabumi them. How many big players were there?
You've made your point. But we are past that era. I believe that any person that merits to be in the national team,
let me tell you, if
should
you
be there by merit.
That's what we are
That's
saying.
What I'm saying.
So
That's
we say, look, infuse both the local.
Because you're making it more like statutory that, okay, local players must be there.
The whole ever since we've been having the foreign players, where have they taken us? Where?
Is it because of what happened against Guinea-Bissau?
I'm asking you. Yemita like assembled local players.
That's under 17 now. That's under 17
now. Let's start from
how many foreign-based players are under 17?
Organized local players and one under 20. What are we saying? Ndukoba, they did the same thing and one under 17.
That is under 17.
What are we now saying?
How many players are foreign-based?
How many
under 17?
How many under 20 players are in the all these Chelsea clubs?
You mean of Nigerian?
No. All these European league clubs.
No, most of them they are in their feeder teams now.
What are we saying?
In their feeder teams.
Mount in Chelsea. Yeah. Where did Lampard pick it from?
From the feeder team of Chelsea.
So what are we now saying? How old is he? It's not about JC.
Yeah.
All system Naba.
Oh, system.
Okay,
no problem about that. Well, we believe that it has to be a mixture of two.
Yes.
In this capacity, this is where I maintain it. Those that have proven themselves in the league can have a shot at it, but not making it seem as if it's statutory because you're playing and then okay, fine.
If you don't do that, you are not helping the league.
Well,
if you don't bring them on,
that is why we have the CHAN. You understand?
No.
The CHAN is for local-based players to go there. That's equally a springboard for you to get
because
better
of
deals
time.
and leave Nigeria.
Because of time.
Yeah.
If you infuse them,
Yes.
you're giving them a better chance to rise.
Yeah.
And they will give you 100%. The foreign-based players, some of them wouldn't give you 100%. But local player who knows what is at stake will give you 100%.
No problem.
I think that's the truth about it. All right, the Anambra State FA, under the leadership of General Chike Luluanosi, will be holding a meeting with stakeholders, including Players Union, Referee Association, Club Owners, Coach Association, and the main organizing committee of the just concluded 2023 Neros and the Anambra State FA Cup on Tuesday, that is today, April 18th of April, at the office Udoka Housing Estate, Oka, by 11 p.m. This is, this one thing I like when you see people who have played football. After everything, they sit down, analyze. Where did we get it right? Where did we get it wrong? And ever since Chike Luluanosi took over, we've been seeing a lot of things coming up and changes in the Anambra FA. And that's what we are clamoring for.
Of course.
So that it becomes a hub. Anambra have a lot of potentials to be tapped in. And these are kind of things that will bring everybody together. When you keep bringing people together, there's no communication breakdown. It helps the state to flourish in sporting activities. And I want to say very big kudos to General Chike Luluanosi. We call him the General. Yes. He's an ex-player, you know him very well.
Of course, we all know him.
All right, this is where we'll be drawing the curtain close today on ABS Sports. Julia, I want to thank you for being part of this. At least we've now seen we are moving somewhere.
Of course, we are heading the right direction.
And Jose Peseiro, you have to sit up. You and your players, all of you have to sit up because we want to win something this time around.
We need to
win something. Yes. All right, I want to say bye-bye. Next week, Tuesday, I'll still come your way. And remember that every day, sports stories and sport news comes up on ABS. Keep watching ABS. My name is Lekwema Daniel.
And
Bye
I'm
for now.
Okabwe.
Bye for now.